Hello, everybody. A warm welcome to another podcast episode of this live series of If She Can Do It, You Can Too. If you are logging in for the first time, I'm your host, Anita Gupta. I am an NLP Certified Life Coach, as well as author of the book Voices That Inspire, which is again based on the podcast stories selected from this podcast. And I have been doing this, bringing out this stories of women like you and me from more than 3 years. Today we have another fabulous guest, Madhulika. She is a relationship transformation coach. So let's welcome her without wasting much time and get to know about her story that after being into corporates for more than 22 years, what inspired her to get into coaching? So, hello, Madhulika ji. Warm welcome here.
Thank you so much, Anita. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for considering me and giving me this opportunity. Hi, guests, whoever are watching this in the future also. Uh, yeah.
So I'm really grateful to you कि आपने मेरा invitation accept किया and you were like, yes, Anita, I'm in to share my
Of course.
journey with others, that what all things I have gone through in my life, and I really appreciate that you took out time from your busy schedule and came here.
आपको मना कौन कर सकता है?
Thank you. So we would like to know a little brief, like what was your background? Like I know that you were from raised in a small town from MP and then you shifted to Bangalore. So how was that transition initially?
So I grew up in a small town, MP में Jabalpur, and I'm also an only child. And my parents both were working, so I grew up with two set of working parents who are away for a long duration, and I used to be somebody who would entertain myself individually a lot. I used to read a lot also, and I used to play a lot also. शाम को बाहर निकले तो I will not come back home until like my parents are searching for me and say चलो घर अभी. So I used to be somebody who used to be very much into games and playing and reading. So these are the best time passes that I had, and then I did my graduation from Bhopal. I did a bachelor in pharmacy, and I guess immediately after that, I was working with IPCA Pharmaceuticals as a salesperson. Like I got through the campus placement. I worked that for about 6 months, and then I kind of decided, "Ye nahi ho raha mere se." It's like a lot to do, and I told my parents, and they were like, "Okay, let's start looking for alliance for you." And it so happened that they started searching, and within I think 10 days, my engagement also got done. So such is the speed at which sometimes things that you don't know that you want, but such so it happens. So that's what happened to me. And I just turned 21, like June. I got engaged when I was 20, and I got married just as I turned 21. And I came to Bangalore. That's how I landed in Bangalore 23 years ago now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So like how was the transition? जब आप यहाँ वहां से यहाँ आए तो what shifts did you observe? What differences did you observe?
Yeah, so frankly, for somebody who has only gone to Jabalpur and Bhopal and not traveled much, because back then traveling wasn't something that was as popular as it is now.
Hmm.
So when I came to Bangalore, I felt ki, matlab, it's like a different planet, because of the way people were. I have never lived in a cosmopolitan city, so the people speaking English used to be something that I was like, I used to watch in awe. ऐसे कैसे बात कर रहे हैं इतना fluently, So I used to be in those spaces when I moved. But my husband has been very, very sweet and supportive, and I think he understood, that I needed, how should I say, hand holding when I came, and of course I was very young also. So he gave me all the time and space to figure out what I want. And I guess within a month of whatever, like, settling into our new house and all that, I said I want to work. So then, and thankfully, he is never a person who would have, told me, ki, nahi, abhi ruk jao, kya jaldi hai, none of those messages from him ever. And he was like, okay, what do you want to do? And how do you want to figure out? So I said, okay, let me make a CV. I don't want to work in pharmaceutical companies, but I want to do something. So that's how the journey started. I joined like a training program for 6 months. That really helped me to become like, somebody who is quite comfortable speaking in English, because even though I grew up studying in an English medium in army school, I like back in these, small towns, people still speak Hindi. Nobody really speaks, English as such. So it took me 6 months, and I spent a good amount of time working on myself, making sure that I am somebody who is able to overcome this hiccup. Right? It was not a handicap, but it was definitely a hiccup to be able to speak fluently in English. So 6 months that training helped me, and I kind of started my work model in IT enabled services. So I used to work in IT enabled services. Then I moved after a bit. I got an opportunity to work with HP, and there I joined in content marketing. I used to work as a project manager. So I spent about 6 years in HP, and then I joined another company, pharma MNC. Though I come from B Farm graduation, this was my first pharma company that I worked in, and spent full 10 years there, and you know that's where we are now.
Yeah. So, what happened during this period that inspired you that, oh, I have to explore psychology also. I want to learn life coaching also. What was that turning point where you decided, you made this decision that I
Correct.
need this?
So I think my daughter was 3.5, and she was like playing with crayons, like all kids do. And she called me excitedly. She was sitting behind like a door, and there was a wall behind the door that she was sitting. She called me, Mama, Mama, and I went, and she had like written on the, drawn something on the wall with crayons, and she was holding one also. She wanted to show me what she had drawn. I think she had drawn like something, a flower or a butterfly. I don't even remember what, but what I remember from that conversation was that instead of just taking a minute to appreciate what she's showing me, I I became so angry and so furious, and I'm yelling at my daughter and telling her, "What do you think of yourself?" To a 3.5 year old, and she is standing there confused that what just happened. And that's the day that I decided ki these words that are coming from my mouth are not what I want to say to my daughter, and they are not even mine. So my parents used to use that, maybe I don't remember when if I was this young or not, but I have heard when I'm getting scolded, these words being used. Okay. So that's the day I decided ki I need to start, figuring out and learning something. I was not sure what at that point really. But a friend said, okay, you know what? I'm going for a 2-day workshop. It's like some 8,000 something. Do you want to come? I said, okay. And he kind of, was somebody who was into all this a lot. So I was like, okay, I'm anyway searching for answers. Maybe this is the answer that I need to, go chase. So I went for the weekend workshop. It was, I think, 2015 or late 2014, sometime around that time. And that workshop of 2 days changed my life, really. Like that was the first psychology workshop that I ever attended. And that was when I decided, okay, I really want to pursue this further. I really want to learn, because they spoke about how, when you are very young, before 6 years, how you form all the decision making capacity, how you form all your, anger management, or the deep emotional management that comes from a kid who has decided how to do this before they turn 6.
Mhm.
So that's the construct that I learned in that workshop, and it was like, I can't tell you how impacted I was by that, knowledge. And I was like, I need to pursue this. And I think I became a very willing student after that. So I would sign up for programs, and I would really do go learn, read, certify all along my job and managing my little kid, and everything, because I never thought that oh iske liye time kaise niklega. Thankfully, by God's grace, time हमेशा निकलता चला गया, and I could do my diploma in transaction analysis, and then I actually finished my 4 years of studies also in that space. Just that I have not given the next set of exam, which I will plan to do sometime soon. But I chose to do masters in psychology, and I during COVID I utilized my time doing the online masters in psychology course, because I felt that I'm saving some time by not commuting, and everybody is home, so I can utilize this time to get a certification. So I guess growing up as a student in school, I was not a willing student. मतलब पढ़ने बैठाया जाता था मुझे, but after reaching this space, I was like, अब पढ़ने दो मुझे.
Wow, the beautiful shift that from being forced बैठ के पढ़ो to अभी मुझे time तो मुझे पढ़ना है. That's how I think that's how we become over the period of time, especially if we are curious, if we want to know the nitty-gritties of how things work and all. वो interest की वजह से हमें ना वो लाइक मे बी आज भी अगर वो शायद वो स्कूल कॉलेज वाली बुक्स दी जाए तो वो नहीं पढ़ पाएंगे बट दिस थिंग्स विच आर लाइक ह्यूमन बिहेवियर even I am kind of very much interested to understand कि ये होता कैसे है, what goes in the background, what goes in the person's mind, why do they behave how they behave. So that's like if we are interested in something, then it will automatically pull us towards it, right? So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So, so for me, then kind of, after this psychology thing, I came across law of attraction phenomena, and I got certified as a workshop leader and as a coach in that space also, because um, the like I had growing up, I had heard yad bhavam tad bhavati, but I have never, understood the real meaning of it until I kind of went through law of attraction, that how you think you become. That's what it
Hmm.
means. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. So that helped me to, how should I put it? So psychology gave me mental stimulation and learning, and law of attraction gave my heart and soul some kind of, thing that I could fall back on and practice more easily compared to utilizing so much of mental energy that psychology takes. But for me, it was always, I wanted to understand it intellectually and, energetically. So that's where it kind of blended for me. And in fact, after that, I realized how there are so many psychology modalities which talk about this very same thing that law of attraction also talks about. And it's been a very interesting journey since then. Yeah,
Yeah, I believe somewhere all of these things ultimately talks the same, only the language or the wordings are different.
correct.
If we say energy in law of attraction, then we might call it क्या बोलते हैं, quantum physics में उसको atom और वो सब हम बोलेंगे. लेकिन ultimately they are also representing the same thing, that vibrations and all those things. Even in spirituality, if we bring spirituality to it, तो वहां पे भी सेम चीज ही आएगी. तो बेस और फाउंडेशन सबका सेम है, only the
Exactly.
form in which we are talking, it's different. But
But
yeah,
in corporate also, when they say you light up the room or you own the room, what does that mean?
yeah.
So this is actually the word energy is missing, but how you will own the room is by increasing your energy so that others can, kind of use that energy and be aligned with whatever you are trying to do.
Yeah, agreed, agreed. And
Even proactiveness is that same thing. It's just that, being proactive means what? So proactiveness is where if you are standing here and you want to take 4 steps, the energy that you're putting in those 4 steps, you start doing today. That is
yes,
proactiveness. So
yes,
आज अगर आप कुछ एक वर्जन हो, कुछ और आपको अगर अचीव करना है, तो वो वर्जन बनने के लिए you have to put that proactive energy, right? So that's how I see it always.
yeah, so true, so true. So, in between all this things when you were doing, what was shifting inside you?
So I guess I was shifting my patterns, which I didn't even know I had all this while. I became a better friend, a better mother, a better wife, and like I stay in a joint family. So my mother and my mother-in-law both, I live with them basically. So, and that was always my idea. I'm a single child and my daughter is a single child, but that doesn't mean that, she cannot enjoy the grandparents' company, right? So when she was young itself, I told my husband that, what, um, I want your parents to come and stay while she is young, because the day she turns 7 or 8, she's going to say, whatever tata, whatever mama. So, it's going to be like after that, there is going to be a disconnection in the relationship until she finds her footing again and comes back and, finds that, oh, my grandparents are, how precious they are and all that. So growing up, she always had, one set of grandparents with her. My dad doesn't like to come to Bangalore much, but he would also visit and he would stay. But my father-in-law adopted her like anything. So yeah, she could get love from 4 people instead of just like two parents who are also busy whole day doing building life basically.
Yeah, so you said that a lot of things were going on in your you as a person playing the different roles because you were pursuing all these things. So see, everything requires three important things whenever we do something: time, energy, and money. So how were you taking out all this while staying in a joint family?
So I am somebody who's blessed, touch wood. So my mother-in-law is the sweetest person ever possible. Like I come back from office and my chai cup will be ready. She'll give me the chai cup in my hand, and so by God's grace, she is the sweetest person. And of course, I am also a very project manager outside, project manager at home. So I make sure that things are always either delegated or deleted or taken care by somebody, and the responsibilities also. So it's like it's like give respect and take respect also, I feel. So I always like respected and treated my in-laws as my parents, like asking them like how I would ask my dad. I would tell my father-in-law, आज ये ला दो ना please मेरे लिए, like मेरे को मिठाई खाने का मन कर रहा है, you get it for me. So when you become playful and childish and not bring your adult self in every place, you actually build better relationship with your in-laws also.
Yeah, so that way you were able to take out time.
Yeah,
How about energy? How did you used to manage your energy?
I think it's about the desire that you have to do, like when you are having 10 things to do and you want to do them all equally, or at least like how to prioritize, it becomes easier to manage energy. And it's not like you are giving energy constantly to everything, right? Also, if your energy drainers are less around you, I think you have more energy to give to things and to yourself. So, as I said, I have been blessed that way, that nobody is kind of, um, as soon as I come home, there is no drama that would start, or, and I'm also not somebody who wants to get involved in iske life mein kya chal raha hai, uske life mein kya chal raha hai. So, but I've always been blessed with friends. So that's something that I'm very grateful for. So,
Okay. And how about money? The investment required?
yeah, so I think money definitely, from being a working professional, it allows you to have that freedom of how do you want to manage money, right? I feel I always had a say in how I want to use some part of my money, and some part of it goes into whatever common things that we are building. So um, as I said, my husband is like not somebody who will say ki aisa mat karo, ya fir, why did you do this, or something like that. He will never catch up, or maybe he will ask or suggest, but he will not kind of, never say no to anything that I want to do. So yeah, it's been like, frankly, you are asking me, so I'm thinking. Otherwise, I don't think I've ever thought about it.
Okay, so is it like that your life was always like this smoothly running? No challenges came. You were like always blessed.
I think I'm somebody who has a window which sees into blessings. Um, so it's easier for me to bounce back from whatever is happening. I have had challenges. I have had challenges growing up also. So I think growing up in Jabalpur as a South Indian kid, um, every other auntie or every other person will turn around and say, "तुमने काली क्यों है?" So that messaging, I think took really a long time, because it would damage my self-confidence. And मैं थोड़ा naughty बच्चा हूँ बचपन से ही, I would like want to play with boys, and I would not really worry about धूप में खेलना, या I am not somebody who follows the typical expectations from a girl. And my parents raised me differently also, so I would be the beta beti both of the house. So that's how I have grown up. I think that was my biggest challenge, and then the loneliness that comes with being a single child of working parents. So you learn very, very early how to channelize your energy. Either you could uh, spend time trying to gain attention always of your parents, or you could spend time doing something where your mind is completely occupied and you really enjoy doing it, right? So the problem comes when parents are not available and they don't allow their kids to do certain things, right? So thankfully I had that allowance through my life. And then when I got married and came to Bangalore, it was like very difficult, though managing a house is something very different than, we see her, like I saw my mom doing it. She was always a working parent. The efficiency with which she would do it without ever talking about it, I got the message that it's like, हाँ आराम से हो जाता है. But I think that was very challenging. The first year of marriage was very challenging in terms of uh, living with this version of you, living with a husband who is new in your life, living with in a new city where you are, not yet known and comfortable, and also finding your footing in what you want to do. And I remember that, when I got married and came, and we wanted to, like, throw a party, like my husband wanted to throw a party for his friends here as a housewarming ceremony and all that. And we had like, back then, he had like 7,000 in his bank account, and the bill of that party we threw was got disconnected.
Yeah, a little glitch was
Yeah,
there.
call came, so it got disconnected. So I was
Yeah.
saying that we had the bill of that party was 30,000,
Mm-hmm.
and we had only 7,000 in our account.
Oh. Okay.
and I was like, "Ab kya kare?" So I have never dealt with money like this, needing to think. Maybe I would be denied of my request कि मुझे इतना पैसा चाहिए, but to have 7,000 in bank account and to figure out how to pay a 30,000 bill was a very difficult. I mean, now if I look back at it, it seems easy, but imagine a 21-year-old who has no finances of her own figuring out how to do this. The need to borrow from people because you have already done whatever you needed to do. But I guess that taught me how to manage finances in a way कि ऐसा कभी दोबारा ना हो कि तुम it's okay not to give a party if you are not able to.
Mhm.
So some challenges like this, and of course work challenges. I used to work in shifts, so 15 days morning, 4:30 my cab used to come. I used to start working at 5 a.m. till 1:30 and then go home. And then other 15 days, I used to leave home at 1:30, 1 o'clock in the afternoon and come back at 11 o'clock.
Oh, so two shifts you were doing.
Two shifts of 15 days each, and that kind of impacts your
Circadian rhythm.
that, yes, and the relationship also, right? Like if you don't have your evenings free,
Hmm.
then you are waiting for the weekend to come to be able to do something. And I think that's a very Bangalore culture also. I realized it later. But that kind of, that was also a challenging period for me to come up with solutions to be able to still connect. भले ही 15 मिनट हो दिन में या 20 मिनट हो या whatever, but to be able to manage that part of life where पैसा कमाना है, छोड़ना नहीं है जॉब, and इसको भी संभालना है. So that way it has been challenging, I guess. Yeah. As I said, if I really sit and think, maybe something more will come up, but otherwise I'm like somebody who looks through a window which always is like, sunrise is happening.
Good, good, good. So, did you carry that after you said that people were because you were South Indian raised in Bhopal? So, did you carry that for longer or did it
Very
vanish?
long, very, very long.
Oh,
Like it would always make me feel like I am, invisible. It would make me feel not confident. It would make me feel कि मैं कुछ भी करूँ क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है, मैं ऐसे दिखती हूँ.
oh. Then how did you how did you overcome it?
So I guess moving to Bangalore really helped in that way. Okay, so because here it's nobody, I think, has turned and told me that you are dark or you are because being in South India, it's kind
Come.
of fine.
Ah.
So that was, and of course, the years of therapy that I have done. So a prerequisite of becoming a therapist is that you have to go through therapy yourself. Like
Mm,
that's the transaction analysis format. You have to be in therapy if you are a therapist working others,
mm,
because without that, it's not doing justice to the others, because you have so much of your own programming, your own language, your own ways of thinking and dealing with things. So unless you work with a therapist for like 3-4 years, and I have actually worked for about 8 years in the past. So, and it's not that I had like a very big childhood trauma or something to deal with. That's not the so your past doesn't have anything to do with the need to go for therapy. So a lot of people think that if you had like a lot of childhood trauma or a lot of grief or any big life changes, then only you need to go to therapy. I don't agree with that. So therapy helps anybody to become a better version of them, drop all that weight that we have been carrying over our shoulders for all these years without even knowing. Like you won't even know that, okay, this is the message that plays in your head every single time you think of doing something new.
like take this example only of this color difference that you experience. So if somebody listening to this is going through the same, what would you say him or her?
So depends on what level of the messaging that they are at. So first thing I would say is you have to be aware that whoever told you and whatever messages were given to you as a kid, then you didn't have a choice. As a 4-year-old, you didn't have the power over somebody who's 40-year-old to tell them that you're talking bullshit. But now you have the power to identify that voice and tape recorder that plays in your head and tell it to shut up. You really have that power as a 20-year-old, as a 40-year-old, as a 60-year-old, whatever your age may be. So first step is recognizing that, okay, this tape plays for me every time I try to put lipstick, or every time I dress up for a wedding, or when you step out, you will have अरे क्या ही होता है, क्यों तैयार होना है. If these are the messages that you are thinking, then this is a message that's not coming from you, it's coming from your past. Somebody has told you this, so see whose voice it is that is coming up. Okay. So, and of course, your entire media around you. Why does Fair and Lovely sell so much, right? So the media is the biggest culprit. They need to, they tell you to do this, to do that, to, kind of, and you have examples all around you. But your looks have been given to you for this lifetime. And your best thing to do is, how can you love it the way you are? Makeup karo, kuch bhi karo, that's not the point. But start liking yourself. If you constantly tell, yaar, meri naak to kitni moti hai. कोई पूछ भी नहीं रहा आपसे, सच में. A lot of things people do this. So
And
they will give you a compliment.
even if people ask, how does it matter? I think
No, but it matters. That's why it comes out. So what I'm saying is, like, I will give compliments to you, and then I'll give a backhanded compliment to myself. यार तेरे बाल कितने अच्छे हैं, मेरे तो देखना कितने ड्राई हो रहे हैं. What am I telling to myself? So be very aware of these statements. You think that they are not playing a role in what you are thinking about yourself, but they do every single time.
No, but like, if somebody is giving a comment, it's up to us to whether take it or not, right?
No, but that's what. So a lot of people don't have those resources. They don't believe that they are powerful enough. It's like वो हाथी को रस्सी से बांधते हैं ना. हाथी तो बड़ा हो जाता है. It can break रस्सी in a minute if it wants. But it still stands there because it is conditioned to think like that. So it takes a lot of awareness. You and I are coming from spaces who have spent time on ourselves, money, energy, effort to bring that awareness into our lives.
Yeah.
But not everybody is thinking in this way, right? And you will always be in that loop. कि मुझे कुछ कोई बोल देगा तो I will, start feeling bad. मुझे कोई कुछ अच्छा बोल देगा तो भी मैं नहीं लूंगी. I'll still stay in this loop. So if you really want to change, then first thing is awareness. You really need to see कि तुम बोलते क्या हो अपने बारे में.
It doesn't matter what people are saying, but what you are saying to yourself.
Because your messages are coming from somewhere else only, right? So once you start being aware कि मैं अपने बारे में क्या बोलती हूँ और किस तरह से अपने से बात करती हूँ, the language that you speak to yourself, that awareness will help you to reject those messages, those statements. And when you start doing that for your own self, no, my hair is fine just the way it is. And, I love my hair just the way it is. Can you, so, okay, the big question that comes when I tell people this is, then how do we improve? Right? If you accept yourself fully, then how do I improve? Why do I have to live with dry hair if that's the question, right? But the point is, acceptance के बाद आप प्यार से जो भी करोगे या नहीं भी करोगे, you are not sitting in that space of worry. You are not sitting in space of hating yourself, and that itself is your achievement.
So true, so true.
So that's why all this jargon about loving yourself is important. It sounds like that, but when you start doing it every day, when you shampoo your hair, tell yourself that I have long, luxurious hair. So these messages, these intentions that we say, do it as part of every activity that you do. And what it does, it makes you feel good.
Hmm.
And I seriously believe that anything that people do, chahe vacation ho, chahe job ho, car ho, ghar ho, relationship ho, paisa ho, anything you do, because at the end of thing, you believe that you will feel good.
Hmm.
So the outcome that you want is to feel good and happy about situation, about yourself.
Right.
And it's all backwards. So you can feel happy about yourself right now.
Hmm.
Take help. If you are not able to do that, please use a coach, a mentor, a therapist, whatever is in your capacity, whatever helps. But taking help, working on yourself always will help you to feel good about yourself faster.
Hmm. Right.
नहीं लगते 22 साल, नहीं लगते 40 साल really, if you take help and work with a therapist or a mentor or a coach.
Hmm.
So, and you are also, एक बार वो रास्ता खुल जाता है ना, so then you are like, you will walk on that and run on that faster.
Hmm.
You
Right.
will have, you will start thinking about opportunities and resources that you can utilize more and more if you are thinking in that direction. So
Hmm.
people who are, having challenges with people telling them their color, there's, about their weight, about how they look, about how they dress up, think and look, pause first and see what you are telling yourself,
Hmm.
right? And if you are feeling bad about what they are telling you, there is some merit in it. It will only hurt you if you are thinking the same thing,
Hmm.
or if you
Yes.
have built a belief that it is, it is me, this is me.
Hmm.
Like if you tell me ki, you are a, you are a foreigner, I will not believe it, right? You if you tell me that you are Mexican, I will not believe it, right?
Hmm.
Why will I not believe it? Because I don't have a thought and belief here which resonates with whatever you are telling me.
Hmm.
So all these negative messages also only hurt you, only make you feel bad, either because you are believing to some extent that they are true about you. That's why your inner language is the most important thing to start with.
Right. Right. And like one of the thing that you mentioned was that after 22 years of corporate life, uh, you went through this identity crisis, right?
Yeah.
So, you were learning psychology parallelly, and still you went through that. What exactly happened in that moment?
So it's like, you could have all the knowledge about something, but applying it is a different ball game altogether. So you could watch and study a lot about swimming, but if you are going to sit on the side of the pool and think कि मुझे तो सब कुछ मालूम है intellectually, you really will not be able to swim, right?
Right.
So a lot of application comes of all these concepts when you go through yourself or when clients bring it to you, right?
Mm.
So these are two ways that I kind of see. As a therapist, thankfully and fortunately, I don't have to experience all the things that my clients bring to me, because that would be like a very wrong expectation to have, that I come from, I need to experience all the 100 things that people bring. So no, that's not true. But a lot of things you may be knowing in theory, and your mind accepts that, your heart knows it, but your body doesn't agree with it,
Hmm.
right? So when
जैसे
I
एक
kind of,
सिंपल सिंपल एग्जांपल, हमें पता होता है हमें रोज एक्सरसाइज करना चाहिए, स्टिल आवर बॉडी इज लाइक आ रहने दो कल
exactly,
करेंगे.
so much resistance to that, right? So knowledge is never equal to implementation.
हम्म.
अगर आपका आप if you are a person, when you are in conversation with somebody and you say कि हाँ ये तो मुझे मालूम है, ये तो मुझे पता है, you really need to look at yourself. Pata hona is not equal to doing it.
Right.
Okay. Another a little, sensitive example. Who knows, who doesn't know in this entire world that raising hand on the other person is wrong? Every damn person in this world knows that, right? कि बच्चों पे हाथ नहीं उठाना चाहिए, स्पाउस पे हाथ नहीं उठाना चाहिए, लड़ाई झगड़ा नहीं करना चाहिए. I think kindergarten kids are also taught that. But it's like when you are in your emotional high of anger or irritation or frustration, even sadness, the decisions that you take from those places are are not the decision that are reaching here. You are not utilizing your intellectual capacity to take these decisions. You are here, literally here, when emotions are running high.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say कि अरे मुझे तो पता नहीं था मैंने कर दिया ऐसा. I don't know if you have heard that. So a lot of criminals will say I did this, but I didn't know that I was doing that. So basically, your body goes into a fight and flight mode. I'm not saying that criminals should be, kind of justified by this. But what I'm saying is a lot of times you really don't know that you are shouting or you are saying certain words until you come back and connect, both your body and mind. And for that, the emotional quotient of whatever high emotion you are experiencing has to come down.
Yeah, so like when you face this situation emotionally, what went inside you?
So it's like heartbreak.
Heartbreak.
Like when you are into a very you are very invested in a relationship. You are having a lot of you like that very much. You love that person very much. You enjoy that company. You have given your best, and you really have excellent behavior, excellent outcomes, everything out of a relationship. And suddenly one day it just breaks, and you are left with, ऐसे हाथ से धूल निकल जाना जैसे. So you don't know what just happened, what hit you, right? So you get into that kind of space. First thing that comes is reasoning. You start trying to figure out, अच्छा इसके वजह से हुआ होगा क्या, ये मैंने किया इसलिए हुआ होगा क्या, like did I kind of, so you start, first thing that you want to do when you are in a situation like this, you want to reason things out. Right? Because if you find a reason, then you are like,
especially if you're a logical person like me.
Otherwise also. So अगर मेरा घुटना दुख रहा है and I have had a fall, while the pain is there, but my mind is relaxed. Okay, I fell, I got hurt, and that's why it's hurting. But if for no reason I woke up with a knee pain, I'll spend the next 24 hours worrying and figuring out कि कहाँ से चालू हुआ ये.
Exactly.
So the amount of energy, mental energy that I'm spending in this case is so much high. It's like a lot. So same thing. So when you are hit with the news that you are, and the decision was not mine, right? In a heartbreak also, a lot of times the decision is not yours if somebody else is breaking up with you.
And I believe because you were a top performer, it impacted a lot.
Yeah, because I didn't have a reason, right? So if I was a low and average performer, I would have had an intellectual reason. So my this thing and this thing match equal to debit credit match hota hai basically.
Right. Then it would have like पता चल जाता कि हाँ ये loopholes थे. But now when you are an top performer, your brain was like not able to relate.
And I knew that this was coming. Like my gut was very sure that this is going to happen, and I just was waiting. I was willing it away basically. And at one point it hit me. Of course it was going to hit me, and it hit me. The first thing that comes is hopelessness. मतलब अब क्या ही करना है. Why do I even need to do so much of things? Why do I need to do anything for that matter? And that's when your body crashes. Because in your mind, you are constantly playing the tape ki sab bekar hai, everything is useless. Nothing works.
Like, see, I am trying to understand.
Hmm.
सी नॉर्मली व्हाट हैपन, अगर कहीं पे भी ऐसा कुछ हो कि ले ऑफ होता है रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग के टाइम पे, ठीक है, हो गया, विल फाइंड अनदर जॉब ना, दूसरा ऑप्शन, तीसरा ऑप्शन, चौथा ऑप्शन, समथिंग मस्ट बी ओपन.
Of
एक डोर
course.
क्लोज हुआ तो 10 डोर खुलेंगे, राइट? सो
But where
व्हाट.
is that knowledge coming from? आप यहाँ पे हो.
ओके.
This is what you are suggesting is here. Plan B, Plan C, Plan D comes from when you are allowing yourself to think.
ओ सो
But the
लाइक व्हाट
hopelessness is not
एग्जैक्टली
seen.
हैपेंड विद यू, आई वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड. जब
So
ये ऐसी सिचुएशन आई, यू सेड दैट बॉडी और ब्रेन दोनों ऐसे.
it's like a crash, right? So when you get into a car accident,
हम्म.
you don't even know that you are bleeding from 4 places until your body and mind connect.
हाँ हाँ, राइट.
So this news also hit me that way, not physically, but it hit my system in such a way that while intellectually I had taken a decision of leaving and I was okay with it intellectually, but my emotional capacity to uh, live it, my body's capacity to live that decision had not been built.
So what happened because of that?
So I came home first 2 days, so I didn't even tell anybody at home.
Oh, okay.
And it was like I got to know a day before my daughter's birthday. So I was like in full adrenaline mode ki, yaar, matlab, I can't do this to others today. And it was her 16th birthday. So there was no way I was. So I held on to it, held on to whatever was happening inside me for longer than maybe what I would have otherwise. So after her birthday and after a day and whatever, like I threw myself into part planning the party, enjoying, calling people, and whatever it takes for a birthday to be celebrated, right? So I did all that.
I think being a woman, we are very good at that. कि
Yeah.
हम हमारे इमोशंस को एक साइड में रख के हमारे रोल्स को प्ले कर लेते हैं.
Yeah, because we know that it is important, right?
हम्म.
And I think men also do that, just that they don't talk about it that much. उनके साथ
राइट.
क्या क्या दिन में ऑफिस में होता है, we you don't even kind of they will never come and tell also, right?
या वी आर काइंड ऑफ लिटिल एक्सप्रेसिव, तो हमें पता चल जाता है.
So we talk about it, we talk to each other about it, so and we talk to the internet about it. So then it was 3 days, like almost weekend aa gaya tha before I could process it. So on Friday night I slept. I was not able to sleep the whole night. I was very worked up, and I don't know what's really happening because the day I got to know the decision that I took, I had already informed. So basically, for the external world, even though my family doesn't know yet, but in my office, it's like, हाँ ठीक है, whatever she has decided, she has decided. So I decided to leave basically instead of trying to find another job internally because I didn't feel that was like a valid option anyways, and I didn't want to spend time doing that. तो डिसीजन ले लिया, बता दिया, इंटेलेक्चुअली माइंड के का काम पूरा कर लिया, सब कुछ, बर्थडे पार्टी भी कर लिया, एवरीथिंग आई डिड, बट आई वाज नॉट स्लीपिंग वेल दिस होल वीक, एंड दैट caught up to me on Friday whole night I couldn't sleep. I got up, I paced around, I threw up, everything happened, and then Saturday morning I just kind of crashed. I couldn't get up from the bed.
Oh.
And I also was thinking, because I'm sick, like because I have not slept well in yesterday night, and I threw up. That's why it is like this. But by Saturday night, I realized that this is not a physical ailment that is bothering me.
अच्छा.
It's losing this person who has been a excellent corporate professional from so many years, that is bothering me, that is triggering me. So then after that, I was like, I applied leave for the next whole week because I realized that I need this time off to be able to process this whole thing. And from Monday, like I would send my daughter to school. Uska to school tha, so
Did
सुबह
you
की तो मेरी
inform
होती.
your
Yeah,
spouse?
by Sunday I had informed everybody at home ki aisa hua and this is what has happened, and this is the situation right now, and this is the decision I have taken. So basically,
So
I
what was their reaction?
shock a little bit, and then they were like, हाँ ठीक है जो तुमने किया ठीक किया. Do you want to kind of what help can we do? ये खा लो. मतलब my mom was like, ये बना दूं, ये खा लो, and my husband was like, ठीक है यार, it's fine, we'll manage whatever it is. So that's how the reaction was. I told my daughter also that this happened, and I cried, and people were like, okay, cry. And it's basically, they were all okay with whatever I was doing. I think they just wanted to give me space to be, if I want to cry, cry. If you want to just be, because um, I think they understood that maybe this is what I needed. I don't know, but thankfully they were very supportive throughout this thing. For a whole week, I would just sleep the whole day and stay up the whole night.
Oh.
I would then on day 4, I started journaling and I started putting all the thing that is in my head onto paper, because I realized कि जो है ये this requires a lot of self work now. And then I started doing that. So there was a lot of shame, because it's not my fault that I lost a job, but I am unemployed nonetheless. Right? And so much shame around that messaging ki, what will people think? Who listens to like a employee? And the breakdown of the entire social circle. So when you go to office, you meet 20 people, and I am somebody who was extremely social in office. So that was something that broke for me. Then comes this anger that I have done everything possible. I have given so much to the company. Why is it not thinking about me? How could they do this to me? All this messages of being cheated, being, the the unfairness of the whole thing. And frankly, it is all a very emotional upheaval. It's not anything more than that, frankly. So, because I know that companies have to do whatever they need to do the betterment of their uh, whatever their decisions are, and it's not like I could not have gotten another job. Both were true. So, and then I was like, slowly I came out of the shame. I was like, whatever my story is, it's my truth. I don't need to convince anybody else that that I lost my job because of whatever I lost my job. So I kind of worked on myself layer by layer by layer, and it took me a week to be able to do that. And my family also was very concerned by the end of the week कि भाई तू क्या कर रही है. And my mom was like, you will get a new job. Why are you like this? My husband was also like, start applying. क्या है इतना क्या सोच रही हो? And so like they also were trying to do talk to me in a way to kind of say कि बस हो गया, we are worried about you now. So after a week, I think I decided that I've grieved this version of me enough. It was like real grief, like a heartbreak grief. And I started कि अब क्या? So I knew that I want to now work in this coaching and therapy space, even though I have been doing it for a bit, but not like a full time, not like this is what I am doing. Uh, like I would not start my introduction by telling people that I am a therapist, which I do now. So that was the new identity that I was trying to reach. It would
Yeah.
always be कि मैं तो corporate employee हूँ, मैं project management करती हूँ, and then this as an additional, like how we tell hobbies, na? Like that I would tell that I'm a yoga certified trainer and I'm a master's in psychology, and but it was always like how people talk about hobbies.
Uh, I also want to understand ki, like why do we attach our identity to our work? Like, is it the only thing that we as a human being are have the identity as? We have so many other identities as well. But जो वर्क के साथ होती है ना, वो क्यों इतना इम्पोर्टेंस ले जाती है
So do you
कि
want
वो जब
a
चला जाता है तो
philosophical answer or do you want a psychological answer?
सॉरी आई डिडंट गेट दैट क्या
I'm asking, do you want a philosophical or spiritual answer or do you want a psychology based answer? So I have both.
दोनों दे दो दोनों दे दो हेलो
तो it right, अगर आप 10 घंटे अगर दिन में हैं पास, so spending 10 hours, at least 10 hours, forget about
वन
stretching
सेकंड योर
more,
वॉइस इज
but
ब्रेकिंग
10 hours
वन सेकंड
you
योर
are
वॉइस
spending
इज
that
ब्रेकिंग
much time and it gives you a comfort and visibility.
हेलो हेलो एक्सक्यूज मी
Now it's
योर
better.
नेटवर्क हैज अ लिटिल ग्लिच
Is it better?
नाउ यस यस नाउ इट इज बैक
Okay, to switch to a different network.
या श्योर
Is it better
लेट्स सी राइट नाउ तो योर इमेज इज नॉट मूविंग
now?
हम्म
I switched the network.
या सो यू वर आस्किंग मी कि एक स्पिरिचुअल आंसर चाहिए कि साइकोलॉजी वाला सो आई सेड व्हाई नॉट बोथ
Yeah, so I was telling you that it is about time structuring. In psychology, we call it time structuring. So you spend significant amount of time in your workspaces, 10 hours to 12 hours. 10 घंटा काम करते हो और 2 घंटा उसके बारे में सोचते हो for sure, right? Like while you're going, while you're coming, you're thinking, spending 12 hours in a day, you may be doing other activities, but your mental space gets utilized, right? So when you spend significant amount of time in doing something, you have very strong attachment to it. Like, why do you have strong attachment to your family when you stay with them? Is because you spend so much time with them, right? If you were a kid who were sent to hostel, like the day, like the day you grew up a little bit, while family is important, but you will not be so much into building time and spending time with them. You will not feel that much loss. Let me put it this way. So because of the time structuring and all the advantages that it gives, right? It gives you money, it gives you visibility, it gives you creativity, it gives you intellectual thinking capacity, it gives you challenges, it gives you social circle. All this is why work becomes such an important thing. And you are like at home, you are maybe a different version, but at work, you take your energy, double it, and then you kind of push yourself a little bit more,
Yeah.
especially if you are, so the word ambition, are you there or did I lose you
Yeah,
again?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Your image is frozen, but your voice is there.
Okay. So the word ambition is coming from, this cycle of work because you are allowed to be a better version of you there,
Mm-hmm.
and you are recognized for that. So recognition. So
Got
this
it.
is the psychological answer. We spend significant amount of time. It gives us a lot in return. So that's why work, and especially if you work for very long in a workspace, it becomes extremely important,
Mm-hmm. Got it. Got it.
right? It's like it becomes you at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why this identity crisis is real, and it is like you really don't know who you are.
And
क्योंकि हम introduce
sorry,
करते
before
हैं.
you move forward, spiritual answer also I want to know.
So the spiritual answer is that in when you are sent on the earth plane, action is the only way you can be human.
Wow.
So if you are not taking action in any way, so for instance, if a kid never learns to walk, then the whole experience of walking and using your legs is it's gone waste. So work gives us that experience. It gives us a space to act using our body, act using our mind. It gives us a lot more to do than if you were just sitting at home and sitting at, yeah, of course, there are other ways. Travel also gives you that. So that's why karma is also as important as, your knowledge and dharma. So
Hmm.
without karma in earth plane, there would not be experiences that you want will not be fulfilled. So karma is extremely important. That's why.
Hmm. So that identity of being a top performer.
Yeah,
Uh,
comes from that.
hmm. Okay. So when it is taken away, फिर जो होता है उससे बाहर कैसे आए?
Um, so I think one advice that I would give to anybody and everybody is that always, whenever you are an employee somewhere, um, look at the like do your work that you're doing best, but always think what next for me. Never forget that you are an employee and you are allowed to think about yourself all the time that you are delivering that the work that is expected from you. I think I did that mistake. I was
Don't
doing
marry your
excellent.
company.
Huh?
Don't marry your
Yeah.
company.
No,
Don't marry your
and
job.
about keeping this question alive, key, what next? So that will give you new skills. That will give you new ways of investing money, so that salary is not the only way you are relying on. That gives you new opportunities, new collaborations, anything that would kind of open up more spaces for you. So
Hmm.
this is the logical and intellectual answer.
Yeah, I am getting मतलब मुझे वो book याद आ रही है Who Moved My Cheese. In that also something like that similar is
Yeah,
written.
yeah. And even Scott Adams, if you follow like Dilbert comics and all, he's also my favorite. So he talks about a lot of this. You do your work excellent, you deliver whatever you need to do. People should know that you're doing excellent work, but don't forget that your main work, your main object of importance is you.
Hmm.
So always keep this question alive within you. कि अब मैं अपने लिए क्या कर रही हूँ?
Right.
Always work with this question basically.
Hmm. So
So
you were having a side identity also, right? Because you were learning so many things.
I was, and I think I was in a safe zone to some extent because of that.
Hmm.
But then, as I said, like mind knowing something doesn't always translate into actions, and emotions don't agree with them. So for me, losing that identity was the space of downfall or downhill emotional, space that I had to build myself and come and become this new version of me.
Hmm. Hmm.
right? So people
Yes.
who are,
You were saying that if somebody is going through this,
yeah,
what
so if
they can.
somebody is going through this, um, allow those emotions to come to you. Don't just put an armor and say कि नहीं नहीं ये तो मैं manage कर लूंगी या manage हो जाएगा. Or I know that, next step is coming. Yes, it is coming, no doubt about that. But this version of you is not ready for that next version until you process these emotions, until you work with it, until you allow that shame, that anger, that sadness to, work through your system.
Hmm.
You are ready the moment you are allowing all these emotions to process and ready to really take on the opportunities without this, fear in the pit of the stomach.
Right. Right.
So yeah, both the things are important. Having a plan B, uh, glad if you never have to use it.
Yeah, so true, so true. And see, you studied this all other modalities also, right? Transactional analysis, somatic work, NLP, law of attraction. So
Correct.
out of everything that you have learned, what helped you transform the most?
um, I think out of everything that I have learned, transaction analysis, because I started from there and those concepts are like they hit you hard. I think transaction analysis is something which really helped me. Of course, meditation was something that I picked up from law of attraction. Like I actually went to US and I attended one of these, Esther,
Esther
uh,
Perel.
not Esther Perel, this law of attraction people, Abraham show I attended actually a 4 hour session on 2 days. So 8 hours of session I have attended. I have gone and attended in US. So, एक चीज होती है जो नॉलेज एंड विजडम के स्पेस में होती है और एक चीज होती है जो आपको मैजिक एंड क्रिएटिविटी दिखाती है, राइट? सो फॉर मी transaction analysis is the ground and law of attraction, manifestation, meditation, inner work, all that are the stars. So for me both are important. So
Oh,
that's how I would put it.
amazing, amazing. So, would you like to share with us that how do you manifest, like what some basics of manifestation that you have personally used to bring results in your life, and one or two myths that people have about manifestation?
Right. So let's talk about myths first and then I'll tell techniques. So the biggest myth about manifestation is that it happens only for few people, right? So the line that I would want you to remember is, if you think it happens, it happens. If you think it don't, it doesn't.
Absolutely. I truly believe that.
Right? And the second myth is that you could will it soon. Like a lot of this new age people who teach law of attraction and talk about manifestation on Instagram and all, they make it sound like it happened like this, right? Uh, that happening happens like this, but the journey to reach there is like this. Because
Hmm.
what you are strengthening every single time is your faith and belief,
Hmm.
right? And inherently, we are not people who believe first and then do things. So, law of attraction's first rule is we need to believe first,
Yes.
believe that this is there. So, people, anybody who's manifesting, if you, it's easy to manifest a safety pin, it's easy to manifest a 5 BHK. Both are on the universe, has no, order or priority list really. So, can you keep yourself in a space where you are constantly thinking that it is possible? That's the question. Not allow worry or not allow negative messages to come into your mind कि अरे ये तो नहीं हो पाएगा, इसके वजह से नहीं हो पाएगा, ऐसा हुआ तो नहीं होगा. We live in a world where every single person is telling you why things will not happen. Can
Hmm.
you be a champion for yourself and tell yourself why this can happen? That's the second rule of manifestation. Forget data.
Absolutely.
Keep
In
your belief.
I learned in NLP one line that 1% doubt is 100% doubt. कि
So
आप
in
थोड़ा भी डाउट
manifestation, we
लाओगे तो
say
नहीं
कि,
होगा. मैजिक.
but in manifestation, we say that one person's, intent and energy is higher than 100 people who are thinking against it.
Yes, we have the power.
We have the power, right? Third very big rule that you really need to believe is, it's like हम physics में नहीं बोलते हैं कि ये assume करो, assume this and then you solve this theorem. So I think in 10th grade, almost
X
everybody,
is
all of us
equal
had
to
physics.
X is equal to
So
8 and
yeah,
Y
so
is
you
equal to
assume
3.
something and then you start, proving that, right? So law of attraction is absolutely similar to that. You assume something and you don't deviate from that assumption, and then the proof will start falling in place for you. So the biggest assumption or biggest statement, rule, whatever you call it, is everything that is happening around you, you have created it. You are the creator of it. The good, bad, great, ugly, all things. You are the creator of it.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't want to believe this.
It's a very deeper science, like how our emotions create the frequency, the vibrations, and how whenever it matches, it attracts. We get like it's a whole lot of science. Especially I follow Dr. Joe Dispenza, so there I get to know how
Yeah.
all these
Joe
things.
Dispenza has healed his entire broken spine. Doctors said he would never be able to walk. He
Yeah,
walked out of the hospital.
yeah.
It's
And
like,
now he is like in his retreat, offline retreats and all, he is healing so many people who are like on wheelchairs or some very fatal diseases. They are walking out of his workshops cured and healed, and he shows it backed by science. So
right. So
I've
you could, so think of your mind and your body as a, you know, computer. It allows any program to run.
hmm, hmm.
Can you choose and keep choosing the program that you want for yourself every single moment?
And like you said कि नेगेटिव जल्दी हम लोग वो होता है, प्रोसेस होता है, नहीं होगा नहीं होगा. आई बिलीव कि अरे अगर आप नेगेटिव इतना सोच सकते हो तो पॉजिटिव भी सोच के देख लो ना यार, इससे बेटर होगा, इससे कई ज्यादा गुना
Good.
बेटर होगा.
Yeah, but that's again knowledge, right? So I'll give you a very simple example. I could tell a sad story about my life 100 times and it doesn't get old, right? But I will not tell like a story which was great more than 10 times because I feel that अरे बहुत सुना दिया इसको.
राइट.
So,
आई थिंक वी आर कंडीशन दैट वे कि क्या बोलते हैं, ज्यादा खुशी नहीं एक्सप्रेस करनी चाहिए, ज्यादा ये
हाँ,
भी एक्सप्रेस करना चाहिए वरना
कितने बार
नजर
सुना
लग
होगा ना,
जाती है.
इतना मत हंसो कुछ बुरा हो जाएगा,
हाँ.
नजर लग जाती है.
बट दैट्स नॉट द
True.
ट्रूथ, राइट? दैट्स नॉट द ट्रूथ. आप जितना खुशी एक्सप्रेस करोगे
It's your
उतना
truth if you believe it.
yes, absolutely. Everything ultimately comes down to belief.
So I'm somebody who believes in nazar utarna. Like, when my daughter goes for a show, like she sings professionally on stages and all. So when she goes, I will, me and my mom will do all that nazar utarna and all that. But we don't believe कि वो नहीं करने से कुछ problem हो जाएगा. That's the difference.
Additional,
You
हाँ,
do your
additional
rituals.
precautions, additional
You do
precautions.
your rituals, but don't do them from a space of fear.
Hmm. Right, right, right.
That's how I kind of operate. Yeah. Anything else you want to know about manifestation? Did I answer your question enough for
Yeah,
our
yeah, yeah.
viewers and listeners?
I believe people got the idea. And एक basic foundation तो यही है, believe, जो भी believe करोगे वो होगा. So I have a little surprise for you. Let's do a rapid fire round. Are you
Sure.
ready to get questions on roll? Tuck, 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 tuck.
Yeah, I'll do my best. Do I get a coffee with current hamper at the end of it?
One word that describes old Madhulika.
Week,
One word that describes present Madhulika.
confident, go getter,
One habit that help you heal emotionally during your toughest phase.
journaling.
One limiting belief you had to break about yourself.
That I am only this much. Like if I come from a small city, I can only earn this much or I can only do this much.
Hmm. What is something people assume about strong women that is completely wrong?
That their family doesn't control them enough.
What is one thing you tolerated for years that slowly damaged your self-worth?
I think I believed and tolerated people shaming me about my skin color and, about, I think even having a single child, like, people were like, "Ek aur kar lo. Why do you have to have only one kid?" So,
वो तो मुझे भी बहुत सुनने मिलता है.
exactly. So, those two things, maybe I stopped believing and stopped responding to it also a long time ago. But as you're asking me, these two things definitely top the chart.
Mm-hmm. So you believe that thing lowered your self-worth?
Of course.
एक और चाइल्ड कर लो, वो उससे लोअर हो गया.
Yeah, because how should I put it? So it makes you think if your decision is wrong, right?
Oh.
Because they will tell you why only single child is not a good idea.
आज तक मुझे कोई कन्विंस नहीं कर पाया. That's why I think I am
No,
not
so I didn't get
impressed.
convinced, but you start questioning yourself, and that's what lowers your, confidence.
So I think वहां मैं पहुंची नहीं. That's what.
Good that you didn't.
What hurt more, losing the job or losing the identity attached to it?
Identity.
Hmm.
Job was
During,
never the issue.
हाँ, वो तो और भी मिल जाता ना. During your lowest phase, what was one thought you never said out loud in the world?
What was one thought I never said loud? I'm a failure.
Oh, you felt that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, that's really brave of you not to like वो feel करना और फिर वो बोल ना पाना.
Yeah.
Hmm.
My job is to allow people to say this, so I should be allowed to say this also.
Yeah. A book, a quote, or a life lesson that deeply help you change.
I think ganda gatiya kaam, but calm. I would get
Idiots.
that tattooed any day.
I think वो perfectionist के लिए perfect है.
So that is something that I think I live by now. Apart from a lot of other messages, of course, but this one is never given to me in this way.
The
The
wording,
way
the
you
wordings.
feel.
एब्सोल्युटली आई अग्री विद इट। उसके साथ बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं हम लोग अगर ये हमने इम्प्लीमेंट कर लिया ना। सो लाइक योर वर्जन वन इज बेटर देन योर वर्जन नन। एटलीस्ट आप कहीं तो आगे बढ़ रहे हो, राइट?
Absolutely. And then I think the other, like I have a spiritual guru, and she keeps saying that, you have all this is that is happening around you is drama. So always remember that.
ऑल दिस इज हैपनिंग इज ड्रामा।
Like you're living a life, but none of this is true. So if you believe in spirituality, you have to believe that you have come to earth to, play a role and be part of all this drama
या
that's
या
happening
हम
around.
रंगमंच की कठपुतलियां हैं।
Exactly. So a lot of times I kind of go back to that message and that helps me come up again and forget that, I'm just a human. I don't have to like take everything on my head. जरूरत नहीं.
Amazing. One thing you wish every woman truly understood about self-worth.
That you are awesome just the way you are right now. Like कोई और दूसरा कुछ भी नहीं करना है आपको. Like think कि जिस भगवान ने यूनिवर्स ने इतनी बड़े बड़े ओशन, इतने बड़े बड़े माउंटेन्स, इतने बड़े बड़े कॉन्टिनेंट्स, ऐसा अर्थ बनाया, उसने आपको भी बनाया. कितने प्रेशियस, कितने प्रेशियस.
और क्रिएटर की क्रिएशन पे कैसे आप डाउट कर सकते हो?
एग्जैक्टली. तो जैसा आपको बनाया, आप तो मतलब
Yes, yes.
कोहिनूर हो एक.
Yes,
एवरी
yes.
वुमन इज अ कोहिनूर.
Every human being is a queen.
एब्सोल्युटली.
Complete this sentence. Your identity should never depend only on dash.
Your identity should never depend only on what role you are playing in others' lives.
Amazing. Beautiful. So hats off, you passed the rapid fire round. I believe even even it was rapid fire, तभी भी there was a lot of depth in the answers.
I guess that's kind of summarizes me.
Yeah.
So
So see, all these things happen. Uh, you somewhere felt that identity loss also. उसके बाद आपको what made you कि okay now I want to like explore this version of my side like a therapist, a coach? क्या वो एक ऐसा why है जिससे आप वो इंस्पायर हुए?
um, so the day I got to know about the job loss, this was this was the only thing that came into my head. Okay, now you are going to be a coach and a therapist. So call it guidance, call it, timing, anything you call it, but it was decided for me is what I said.
I believe that sometimes we take a lot of time to take the decision and then universe says तो धक्का मार देते हैं, कर ही लेगी, कर ही लेगी.
Exactly. So I guess I have been asking for this, and universe always doesn't deliver it wrapped very well. So
नहीं तो नहीं, like you are ready for it. The higher power knows the best, right? You are ready for it, you are ready for it, but still you are not jumping into the water.
हाँ,
What
क्योंकि जब
will?
तक डिस्कम्फर्ट हाई नहीं होगा, वो 100% क्रॉस नहीं करेगा, you will not move.
Hmm.
Newton's, first law, body in rest remains in rest until a, force is applied to it.
Yes,
So,
right, right.
so that's why most of the transformations come from adversity.
Hmm.
But it's a myth that you need to wait for adversity.
Yeah, exactly. But still, why that human psychology works कि तक जब तक चल रहा है ना चलते रहने दो.
हाँ, क्योंकि the the need for change is not liked by mind. तुम जो कर रहे हो करते रहो. This is comfortable. This is what keeps you safe. So your entire body and everything operates to keep you safe.
Hmm.
Change makes things unsafe. So
Right.
if you learn to drive, if you want to go do bungee jumping, if you want to, do trek, what does your mind tell you? नहीं यार, क्या पागल हो गई है
अभी मैं रिसेंटली वो सब करके आई हूँ, सो आई कैन टोटली रिलेट.
क्या?
This sea walking, oh my god, the moment I was put inside that water with that bada sa helmet type thing, I was like, मैं मरने वाली हूँ, मुझसे breathe नहीं हो रहा है. Somehow
Yeah,
that trainer doesn't listen to you. They say, breathe, breathe. For 1 or 2 minutes, he kept telling me same thing, and I was like, मुझे ऊपर लेके जाओ, मैं मरने वाली हूँ.
exactly. Because your mind actually believes that if you're put into a difficult situation, you will not thrive. So it keeps protecting you. And that's why people keep waiting for that right moment. And I think it's all right also. Like, I am not questioning others who are, maybe not doing 100 things in life, because it's all right. If you are able to be content with where you are and don't feel the need to change when you get up in the morning, why? It's fine. This is what you're meant to do then.
Wow, that was a bang on answer. क्योंकि I have received this question also multiple times from my clients. Anita, I'm happy in my life. Do you think if I'm not ambitious, I'm losing something?
Okay, so we all live in a world where we borrow our wishes and desires from others. किसी के पास पोर्शे है, मेरे को चाहिए. किसी के पास किसी ने नाक में छेद करवाया, मुझे चाहिए. Somebody became size 0, I want it. So a very simple exercise is 5 whys.
Hmm.
First why do you want it? You will write something. Second why do you want it? You will write something. Third why. If you are not able to go beyond 3 whys, you really don't want it.
Wow. Beautiful.
If you want it, you will be able to answer all 5 whys.
Good, good, good. That was a good tool to use whenever you're confused, whenever you're doubting yourself, whenever you're questioning
Give this to your
yourself.
clients, it's very useful.
Hmm. Amazing, amazing. And what advice would you like to give to especially the women who are going through the same challenge as you through that identity crisis, not just because of that career thing, but even if they are on their career breaks or they're doing some other roles, कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, उसमें still they are feeling that what am I doing? What am I doing? This is not what I meant to do. मुझे कुछ और करना है. उन लोगों के लिए क्या आपका एडवाइस है फ्रॉम योर एक्सपीरियंस?
मुझे कुछ करना है. If the clarity of kuch is there, take one step towards it. That's the first work. If
हम्म.
you are clear that you want to, say, become scuba certified, you did it once, you loved it, you want to do it irrespective of whether your external environment right now allows you to do it or not. Find something where you could take one step, like, start swimming first. Increase your capacity to be underwater, right? Because the moment you will decide on something, the universe will actually check whether you really want this or not, and everything will start going in a direction which will tell you not to do this.
And maximum resistance comes when you take that first step.
Exactly. So take that first step, stick to it. And if you are just getting up in the morning and thinking कि अरे यार मेरे को सुबह 5 बजे उठना है, मैं तो रोज 7 बजे उठती हूँ, then
हम्म.
drop that need. किस लिए? Just because, 1% of the world thinks that 5 a.m. club is excellent doesn't mean that it's
Brahma Muhurat.
yeah. And as and when you really need to do that, you will be shown enough opportunities to be able to do
Hmm. I think there is a divine timing to everything in our life.
divine timing to everything in our life. And don't pick up just because it's a fad, just because it's something everybody around you is doing.
Hmm.
फालतू की चीजें मत पालो टेंशन लेने के लिए.
हाँ, वो ट्रेंड में आजकल बहुत ट्रेंड में है, राइट? ब्रह्म मुहूर्त में उठना है, एंड आई एम लाइक,
हाँ.
oh God, how to wake up in a Brahma? I sleep at 12.
Yeah, exactly. So follow your body routine or whatever you need to follow. Don't live in the guilt day in day out. अरे मुझे ये करना चाहिए, ये करने से अच्छा होगा, सुबह उठ के बादाम खाने से अच्छा होगा. Because what you're doing is unnecessarily putting stuff into your to-do list, and you frankly don't get to it. Yeah, there are 100 things which are good for you, but that doesn't mean that you will start doing those 100 things today or tomorrow.
Hmm. Hmm.
Pick one thing which really helps you, even if you have to push yourself to do it for a week, 21 days, 30 days. Push yourself for one thing. And I'll tell you another thing that I do brilliantly. Okay, so every year I'll pick 3 personal things to do.
Mm-hmm. This year, what have you picked?
Swimming.
Wow.
Now I know how now to drown, and that's achievement. So every year I pick 3 things to do. This year I have picked up swimming. I want to read 50 books.
15 or 50?
50.
50. Oh, wow.
50. And I want to appear like this because of my visibility is my goal. I want to appear at least 80 times in front of screen at different places.
80 times?
In a year, in the whole
Hmm.
year, I want to appear at 80 different places on
Physical
screen.
places? Physical
No, on
places or
screen,
virtual
like
places?
not necessary physical places, on screen or whatever. Like even if I do a Facebook live, I would count that. Even if I do a workshop, I would count that. This is
This
definitely one of
podcast.
the examples. Doing morning rituals was one of the things.
Right.
So basically show up at 80 different places.
Amazing.
And I feel it's quite achievable. अभी तो 6 महीने और है.
So, how many books are done by now?
So I'm a very crazy reader. So especially if it's a fiction book, I read very fast. So this year, so far I have done, I think 5 self-help books, 3 psychology-based books, and kuch nahi to 10 fiction. So I'm very high on the number already.
Amazing, amazing. So, you
Yeah.
are on track with all your goals, right?
So far, yes. Swimming, I have dropped the ball for a bit, but I hope I pick it up again because मेरा क्या होता है पिछले 20 साल से मुझे सीखना है. And I joined the class and I fall sick on the 4th day and I kind of, picks up again. So last year I bought the cult membership for 24 months. 24 months mein to now it has to happen.
I don't think कि वो टाइमिंग से कोई फर्क पड़ता है. जैसे जिम मेंबरशिप सब लोग जनवरी में ले लेते हैं, साल भर की ऑफर में होती है, पर वो जाते वो जनवरी के वो फर्स्ट वीक में, उसके बाद कौन सी मेंबरशिप, कौन से
No, but
पैसे.
then the point is I fall sick because water makes me sick the way it enters the mouth and nose and everything, right?
That's
So,
your belief.
but it happens also. I mean, I've seen it happen. Of course, it
हाँ,
is a
बिलीव
belief.
करोगे तो होगा
And that's
ही.
why I'm breaking it continuously. ठीक है ना? 10 बार बीमार पड़ूंगी, but I will go the 11th time.
Yes, yes.
Hence, the
That's
long
what.
membership is going to be, my belief breaker.
Amazing. Good, 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 good. So it was lovely talking with you, Madhulika ji. I learned a lot of things, like how you navigated, what all happened in the behind the scenes. Like behind the scenes, मतलब यहाँ basically brain में क्या क्या चला, उससे कैसे navigate किया, and some of the answers were like really helpful to understand that how knowing and doing both are totally different things. Even if you know things, it doesn't mean that you will be able to apply it, if you will be able to
Yeah.
make use of it. uh, and this identity thing that you explained, that दोनों आंसर जो दिए आपने कि साइकोलॉजी की ये रीजन है और स्पिरिचुअली ये रीजन है, दोज वर आल्सो पावरफुल. एंड द फाइव आई थिंग्स एब्सोल्युटली बैंग ऑन. लाइक फॉर एनी ऑफ द थिंग अप्लाई द फाइव आईज, वो आपका है नहीं है पता चल जाएगा.
Yeah. So because we lived on a lot of borrowed desires, there is nothing wrong with it, because अगर आप हमेशा जंगल में रहे हो तो आपको पता नहीं है ना कि कैसे सिटी में रहते हैं. So living in city, when you see a city person, is something that is a good goal to have, but then you should be able to get to these five eyes.
Right, right, right. So it was lovely getting those golden nuggets from your personal experiences, especially because आप उसके साथ साइंस भी लाते हो, साइकोलॉजी भी लाते हो,
Exactly.
मैनिफेस्टेशन भी लाते हो. सो इट्स अ कॉम्बो. लाइक जिस भी चीज में बिलीव करता है,
Lot
दे
of
विल गेट
hats
इट.
to,
हाँ,
wear and change.
दे विल गेट इट.
Exactly. So that's what makes me a very, how should I say, one of the kind of coaches that are right now, people could access to, because I have done a lot of work on myself, and that changes the game always.
Right, right, right. And you love an intimacy coach, तो कुछ टिप्स उसके भी दे दो.
So, love and intimacy coaching, why? Because I feel कि जो कनेक्शन जो आप अपने पार्टनर के साथ बिल्ड करते हो, वो over time thoda, it kind of goes downhill, and we stop paying attention to that. But physical touch is the biggest human need. Like in childhood, you thrived entirely on the physical touch that your mother gave you. So it's one of the roti kapda makan se bhi pehle this comes for me. Hunger, yes, but the second need is to be, to be in a space where touching is comfortable, hugs are comfortable, physical intimacy is comfortable. So it's not just for, partners. I think with children also, don't let go of that hugs and, holding hands, putting hands on shoulder, and, making them like my daughter still will come down and lie on me, right? Because those things build a kind of safety that words and actions could never build.
Agree.
So for me, physical touch is something that is as basic need as food. To be able to, keep hands, and we are living in such an online world, right? So more and more need for that, because screens पे आपके 5,000 friends हो सकते हैं, पर अगर आपको कोई आसपास आपके हक करने वाला नहीं है, so you need to seek that actively.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are enough ways to do it, and that's a different discussion for a different time. But I think love and intimacy are something which is very, very important for human race to continue to live the way we are living.
Yeah, I am also a physical touch person. Like 5 love languages होती है, उसमें से मेरी 2 major है. One is physical touch, one is words of appreciation, which I like. I can, जब आप सारा वो बोल रहे थे ना physical touch के बारे में, हाँ ये same ditto. Like
You know what? But
check
women,
marker.
women think that it is always your partner's job to start and to kind of reach out. Will break that myth today if possible. If you are listening to this, please break that myth today.
Ah,
There
50-50.
is
जब
no
सब
initiator or no template which says कि an initiator always has to be of opposite sex. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
नहीं, हाँ, जब सब कुछ 50-50 हो रहा है तो ये क्यों नहीं?
पता नहीं सबके लाइफ में सब कुछ 50-50 हो रहा है कि नहीं. I mean that's like a maybe if you look at world population, there may be only 2% of women who can make this statement and live by it. So that's still like a far place to reach. But being playful, being open
दैट्स
with
लाइक वो हमारे अंदर डाला गया है ना, दैट फेमिनाइन क्वालिटी, वो क्या बोलते हैं, नॉटीनेस, इमोशनल थिंग, तो वो शायद हम में
because it
नेचुरली.
protected us, right? We needed that protection growing up. कि you don't come across as somebody who is inviting, who is too available. Protected us growing up, but now that you are in a relationship, you are married or you are going through courtship, talk about these things if you are still in courtship and you are, seeking a partner, because these conversations are important. And if you are been married for 8+ years, please bring that thing that you had when you are in year one of marriage back.
8 years, यहाँ 20 years हो गए.
8+ years, so उसके बाद बच्चे, and you kind of get a little lost in responsibilities. So I feel that that bracket needs to really think about love and intimacy as one of the agendas to bring back into life.
Yeah. And what's your opinion on जैसे इंडिया इज लाइक अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ, क्या बोलते हैं, हमारे यहाँ पे हग्स कॉमन नहीं है, हमारे पे किसेस कॉमन नहीं है, जो कि फॉरेन कंट्रीज में बहुत कॉमन है. तो
Hmm.
व्हाट्स योर ओपिनियन अबाउट दैट?
Um, it's true that you may not have seen your parents or your elders do it, but you could be the torch bearer. किसने मना किया?
So true, so true. Still,
So
it, it
you could be somebody who is kind of showing your kids that it is absolutely normal and it's fine.
hmm. Right. And I believe nowadays kids are so much exposed to so many things कि उनके लिए ये कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. Hugs and kisses.
Um, yeah, yes and no. So seeing something on the screen is not equal to seeing it in person.
Hmm.
So if you are parents and you have young children or even teenage children, show them that, relationship involves uh, physical hugs and kisses, and that's important also because they will also put that as one of their parameters when they are seeking for partners in future. And of course, give them the tools to be able to uh, keep themselves safe, because that's also important. And those conversations become easy when they see that this is normal in house.
Hmm. Agreed, agreed. The more you let them feel comfortable, they will be open to at least come and share with you.
Yeah, that's two-way communication is what we as parents should always strive for, especially if you have like teenage kids. Chote bache, I don't know if and my this applies to them. It does, but teenage kids, and it will only come if you have put that journey into the place, right? So
So thank you so much. It was wonderful having you here. And guys, hope you got to learn a lot from her, her journey and her experiences that she shared. Comment in the chat box what is that one or two takeaway that you would like to implement in your life, that if she has been able to do it, why not I would also like to implement. And if you have any doubts, any questions, any queries, feel free to put it in the comment box, or feel free to directly approach her. I will be putting her social media handles in the description box below, so you can DM her and also mention the context कि हमने आपको podcast में सुना था, and this is what the query I have, so that the she gets to know कि आप कहाँ से आ रहे हो, what's the background. अदरवाइज स्ट्रेंजर्स बहुत होते हैं आजकल सोशल मीडिया में बहुत नॉइज होती है, सो जस्ट गिव द कॉन्टेक्स्ट, सो शी विल बी लाइक मोर, क्या बोलते हैं, मोर थोड़ा सा आपको प्रायोरिटाइज कर देगी आंसर देने के लिए राइट मधुलिका?
Absolutely. So context always helps. And thank you, Anita, for having me. Your audience are more than welcome to just tell that they are your subscribers or they know you. And I'll definitely, take time and prioritize their comments, their questions over anybody just DMing me out of, nowhere. So I think you're doing a fabulous, fabulous job bringing real women to talk about their stories, which I think translates to somebody who is, sitting on a sofa like this in their, living rooms and thinking, ki, if you are somebody who's sitting like this and thinking, why can't I do this? Think of why can you do this? And you are giving that space for women to be able to, get that story
या
both in print and on your YouTube channel.
या
So I'm
अगर
so
एक
glad
एक
that you're doing
एक
that.
स्मॉल टाउन से आकर एक लड़की भोपाल एमपी से आकर और अपने करियर इतना अच्छे से बना सकती है, फिर ट्रांजिशन भी कर सकती है, तो आप क्यों नहीं, व्हाट इज लाइक स्टॉपिंग यू इनिशियली, लाइक हाउ शी सेड, एक स्टेप लो, बस एक स्टेप लो, एंड
Yeah,
इवेंचुअली द अदर स्टेप विल फॉलो। पूरा ऐसा बड़ा मत सोचो कि अरे इतना सारा करना है, तो आप कभी कर ही नहीं पाओगे
yeah. The
पहला
one step
स्टेप।
could be just commenting here and asking a question,
या
or
wherever you
like
want to start.
spending time on listening to some of these great women that you have had on the show who come from diverse backgrounds, who have done phenomenal in their life, right? Because the journey and is I always feel a journey is more important than the destination that you arrive at, because the whole adventure is in the journey. आप
Absolutely.
पहुंच जाते हो जब तो पहुंच जाते हो, मतलब you go back to like it's just a change of location as per me, but the journey is extremely important. And thank you for bringing that out for all of us who have been on your show and who will come in the future also.
Yeah, I truly believe that it takes a lot of courage to come on a public platform and share about your personal challenges, personal experiences. It requires a lot of courage, and my guests do that beautifully. And I truly एडमायर दैट कि भगवान जी ने मुझे वो स्पेस दिया, वो जगह दी जहाँ पे वो आके और अपनी जर्नी शेयर कर सके, और किसी को वो 1% ऑफ डिफरेंस दे कैन मेक इन देयर लाइफ। सो आई ट्रूली फील ब्लेस्ड कि आई एम बीइंग मेड द चैनल थ्रू द डिवाइन टू डू दिस वर्क। एंड आई ट्रूली बिलीव कि जो भी अगर यहाँ पे इस पॉडकास्ट अगर रेगुलरली आके सुन रहा है ना, दे विल नॉट रिमेन द सेम पर्सन, क्योंकि ये
Absolutely.
सारे रियल लाइफ है, रियल लाइफ सिचुएशन, रियल लाइफ चैलेंजेस, सब कुछ यहाँ पे कुछ भी बना के फेक वे में कुछ भी प्रेजेंट नहीं किया गया है। सो इट्स सो रिलेटेबल, लाइक वॉट एवर यू शेयर टूडे, कि हाँ नॉलेज होना इज अनदर पार्ट, लेकिन उसको अप्लाई करना, मुझे साइकोलॉजी का नॉलेज था, लेकिन फिर भी जब मैं ब्रेक डाउन हुई तो मैं खुद को नहीं संभाल पाई, आई हैव टू वर्क ऑन माई सेल्फ, मुझे भी टाइम
Yeah,
लगा ऐसे करके।
yeah.
सो इट्स नॉट लाइक कि आज डिसाइड करोगे और कल आंसर मिल जाएगा, इट्स लाइक
शायद मिल भी
धीरे।
जाए if you believe that actually.
या पॉसिबिलिटी तो हर चीज की है। सो इट्स
Absolutely.
इम्पोर्टेंट टू टेक दैट वन स्टेप ना, देखो एक्सप्लोर करो, पता चल जाएगा।
Ask those questions. Keep your, radars open to receive answers.
या एंड देर आर सो मेनी गिफ्ट, लाइक सो मेनी गेस्ट, आपको जिस फील्ड से चाहिए वहां से आप जाके चेक करो, आपको कोई ना कोई आप की जो प्रॉब्लम है उससे रेजोनेट होता हुआ मिल जाएगा। एंड ट्रस्ट मी गाइज, व्हेन आई एम सेइंग दिस, मेरे गेस्ट में से कोई भी ऐसा नहीं होगा, अगर आप कॉन्टेस्ट दोगे कि अनीता के पॉडकास्ट से आए हैं, दे विल डेफिनेटली आंसर यू, दे विल डेफिनेटली प्रायोरिटाइज यू। उतना
Sure.
मैं क्या बोलते हैं हक से बोल सकती हूँ।
Bilkul, because we know the value of being here and to be, if you are in, if this podcast that and every single podcast that you have helps one another woman transform. Bas,
My work as a host is done.
Absolutely.
And I will feel blessed. And if you come in future and tell, Anita, तुम्हारे podcast सुन के I have reached from here to here. Would you like to take up my story? I will be proud to take your story and host you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you start speaking up and somebody will give you the platform. That's what I, kind of have always experienced. And thank you for doing that.
Thank you, thank you. So, guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and share it with as many females as possible, especially women who are going through this career identity crisis. क्योंकि यहाँ पे बहुत कुछ उन्होंने डेप्थ में बताया है कि उससे कैसे नेविगेट किया जा सकता है. सो इट विल बी रियली हेल्पफुल इफ यू कैन डू दैट एंड सब्सक्राइब करोगे तो एल्गोरिदम मुझे और लोगों तक पहुंचने में हेल्प करेगा. That is what my mission is, to reach as many women as possible and help them see that if they can do it, अगर ये लोग कर सकते हैं तो आप भी कर सकते हो. बस आ जाओ यहाँ पे, आके सुनो और एक्शंस लो और हो जाएगा. Thank you so much, Madhulika. It was lovely, lovely having you here, and it's my pleasure that I get to
Pleasure is all
interact
mine.
and have such deep conversation about life and all. और जो आंसर्स मिलते हैं ना, उससे लोगों का तो भला होता ही होता है. मुझे भी बहुत कुछ सीखने मिलता है.
Yes. So every question that you asked, I think I received so much just by trying to figure out what part of me is answering this question. So beautiful. Thank you so much for having me here, and I thoroughly enjoyed our time together.
Thank you so much. So, guys, see you with some other guest at some other time. Bye for now.
Bye.